Pleasant good afternoon to those to whom it applies. Good morning, depending on the part of the world you are from, and good evening or good night. I'm back again this week to share another word with you. I trust that the past week was enjoyable, was productive amidst the challenging times in which we all exist. So the topic for today is the courage to be authentic. So when we think about authenticity, we speak about genuineness, we speak about the idea of just being. However, independence of thought, independence of action, and individuals just being who they are, these are things that are not normally encouraged. So, to distinguish between what is authentic and what is fake has become increasingly difficult. But at the end of the day, authenticity is an attribute that is always appreciated. So if I should quote a young entrepreneur out of India, Abe Rajiv, who is a social entrepreneur who has developed a product called Good Milk, and he is making waves in India. And he made a very powerful statement in stating that you are the best at being you. I want to repeat that. You are the best at being you. I need you to remind yourself that you are not a carbon copy, but you are the original one. In other words, we have been told that we are unique human beings. And if we are unique, it is critical that at all times we try to just be ourselves. However, a lot of pressure is placed upon persons to be somebody else. For example, some students may be told that they should study law when in fact they want to draw. Some students are told to study finance when in fact they want to dance. Some children, students, whichever term you use, are told to study medicine when in fact they want to sing. In other words, that independence of thought, that independence of being able to make a decision for yourself is normally discouraged. You may be trying something, somebody may tell you, why are you doing it that way? Why are you not wearing this dress or this pants or the other? Why are you turning in this direction? Why did you have to do that? Many persons have been trained, to be robotic, It is very important in life that we be polite, but sometimes it has been drilled into individuals that they must be quiet, they must be kind, which is very good, they must be polite, obedient, they must not challenge authority. But when all of these restrictions are placed on you, are the persons who are offering the advice really concerned about you being you? And again, if it is that we are unique, it is very important that we encourage people to be who they truly are. Because when you try to act out of who you really are, normally the experience is not an enjoyable one. For example, persons who have been told to study medicine by their parents, sometimes they study medicine, they pass, and then 1 year into practice, they always knew that medicine was not their calling, and they will revert to what I said before. They may really wanted to sing and embark on a career in singing. So persons are constantly being twisted and shaped and reshaped into what others think they should be. And to me, that's a very, very dangerous road to travel. Because at the end of the day, if you engage an individual and find out exactly what they would like to do, I think it will be a far more useful exercise. They will be happier and they will enjoy whatever pursuit that they want to follow in life. I remember quite well one of my students at the University of the Southern Caribbean was pursuing a degree in psychology, the field in which I lecture. And I always found her to be ambivalent and, not really putting out her best effort. And when I had a conversation with her, she revealed to me that she really wanted to be a chef, but her parents forced her into studying psychology. As a result of that, she was not putting out her best effort. And this is the danger where people are forced to be something else than they truly are. So authenticity should be encouraged, it should be developed, and you'll be far more comfortable in being authentic. If you look at authenticity in a broader context, in the Caribbean, based on our colonial past, most of the islands, or probably all of the islands in the Caribbean, have adopted the Westminster model of governance. In other words, the exact structure and form of governance that existed during colonial times, without any kind of changes or anything new being created, we are following lock, stock, and barrel. Our legal system, totally modeled on the British system. At the present time, the Privy Council is encouraging those Caribbean governments who have not adopted the Caribbean Court of Justice as the final court of appeal to do so. And many of these islands are finding all kinds of reasons to not pursue that path of independence and being able to bring that authentic expression from a Caribbean point of view. So that is a very distressing situation where after, in the case of Trinidad and Tobago, independence in 1962, but yet lacking the confidence to really express ourselves in an authentic manner. When we look at the education system, as a lecturer in the field of psychology, many of the theories that we use, they have no relevance whatsoever in terms of the experiences, the history of Caribbean people. Some of those theories were developed in North America, in Europe. Some of them are personal theories. Some of them, of course, based on personal experiences, very popular in the psychology books. Some of them were developed with all male samples, all white samples, and yet most Caribbean psychologists are going down the road of following those theories without question. Of course, I'm not making an absolute statement, and without recognizing that we have our own experience and our own history that have shaped us in a particular way, and some of those theories may in fact not be really providing the answers that we are seeking. So there's a big need for authenticity within the education system, within the economic system, within the legal system. But do we have the confidence? Do we have the self-belief to so act? Thus far, I must say, that we have not been demonstrating that kind of confidence. Bringing it back to the personal level, when parents, are constantly twisting and retwisting the direction of their children, that is a threat to the true authentic expression of the child. So lots of times, with the limiting beliefs that are imposed on children or young people as a whole within the education system, within life as a whole, many of them may want to dare, but they are being discouraged. So I'm saying, if your authentic self is being extraordinary, feel free and push forward with that confidence that you are extraordinary. As Nelson Mandela once said, by you making yourself smaller does not make the world better. In other words, let your true authentic expression emerge. When you look at many disciplines, right? If you look at the field of cricket, there can only be one Brian Lara. When we talk about vintage Lara, it's a whole body of work and expression we are talking about. When we talk about majestic Lawrence Rowe, it's a level of elegance that, in my own estimation, for the cricket that I have seen, I have not yet seen surpass. Hence the reason he is referred to as Majestic Rowe. I remember in a particular series, probably about 30 years ago, Lawrence Rowe was badly out of form. And when he made a straight drive, the commentator said, on the basis of that shot alone, he will select him to tour England. So the different cricketers, because of their unique style, we have come to associate them with a certain brand. We talk about the power of Viv Richards, we talk about the swagger of Viv Richards. There can be no other like that. We talk about the sturdiness and the doggedness of Shivnarayan Chandrapal. We talk about the swashbuckling nature of Desmond Haynes. We look at football. There can only be one Pelé. When we think of Pelé, again, a certain body of work, a certain ideas about composure, about strength, about shooting power. We think of Maradona, there can only be one Maradona. Again, we see a certain style, all right? We think of Lionel Messi, the same thing, because they were authentically expressing themselves. So authenticity in life is indeed a very, very, very critical ingredient for the society to benefit from the kind of development that we should truly have. God is a God of diversity. So in other words, all of us must be encouraged to express our authentic selves. We must develop nerves of steel. We must develop that capacity to work until we prosper. We must develop that capacity to dream big dreams and act them out. We must develop that belief that who we are must always be on show. In other words, there was a popular artist in Trinidad some years back, General Grant, who sang a song, Pure Hate, but they acting normal. Now that song is indeed a very deep song. In other words, many persons are distressed on the inside, smiling on the outside. Sometimes the smile is really not a true expression of what they are really feeling on the inside. And as the late Mr. Crowder said, it is always important to really dig beneath the surface, because sometimes what you are seeing, as Crazy said, is just an illusion. So I was a member of the Scout movement, and we had a very interesting motto. And that motto was to smile and whistle under all difficulties. Now the Scout movement is a paramilitary organization. So from a military point of view, even when under pressure, I guess smiling will be a demonstration of strength. But when we put it in a psychological context, if you are feeling pain and you're smiling, some persons may say you are showing grit, but at the end of the day, pain is not an enjoyable experience. So if you are feeling pain, your emotion should reflect that, because hiding the pain, to me, is not really truly being authentic. Many of our males in society have been, denigrated in terms of showing vulnerabilities and emotion. So if a young boy is crying, both sometimes the father and the mother may suggest to him that boys don't cry, So is that really being authentic? Because if you are feeling to cry, as the psychologists say, we should not deny our emotions. And if crying is an expression of those emotions, by all means, we should do that. So authenticity can be looked at in different contexts, as I said, the military context, the psychological context. But at the end of the day, I strongly believe the truth of your experiences, your internal experiences, the truth of your thoughts and your intentions should always be on display at the end of the day, as I said before, you are not a carbon copy, but you are original. So authenticity, I encourage the society to really recognize that the power that exists in authenticity. I encourage people not to prove General Grant correct, and of course many will agree that there is so much hate, and yet amidst the hate, people are pretending to be normal. Because as we all know, hate is a poison. It is destructive to the author and to everyone else in its environs. So this message today is that when we are truly who we are far more comfortable. We are far more effective. We are far more powerful. So we need to push back in terms of doing things in a way to allow our authenticity to emerge freely. So sometimes, you may disagree with authority. You may disagree with your boss. But you can't disagree with your boss. But at the end of the day, do it with class. Do it with grace. Right? Do it in a manner where your boss could still have respect for you in that you are being true to yourself. Organizations that have individuals who only answer yes, those organizations stand a great chance of falling by the wayside, because people only say yes to everything. They really cannot help organizations grow. So being your authentic self is important. But sometimes when in an organizational context, sometimes when people ask a lot of questions, again, they are discouraged, and the people in authority are not recognizing that they are putting their very organization at a disadvantage. So be you, and again I repeat the words of Abney Rajneesh, that entrepreneur, young entrepreneur from India. You are the best at being you. So let authenticity reign supreme, and let the society have a new dose of cream to put over all of the distress that we are currently experiencing, all of the distresses that we'll go through in life. Let authenticity shine through. It is very important that we be our authentic selves at all times. So this is a message to you today. I trust you'll get the power of it, the message behind it, and as usual, I ask you to subscribe to the channel. If the message resonated with you, like the video, share the video, and of course, I am available to reach out further to you through one-on-one sessions, be it in public speaking, leadership, emotional intelligence, conflict resolution, and other topic areas. So feel free and contact me at 1-868-778-5141, 1-868-779-2544, or email me at leadershipwithadifference. So in the meantime, between time, be authentic, and we'll meet in short order. Thank you, and bye.